honestly, the stats and leads for 2025 is very shocking. 47.7% of website phone calls aren't properly managed. That doesn't really shock me too much. How do you feel about that?
Right. Well, when we talk about the calls that are coming into the dealership, and that's usually the one stat most dealers don't know. They can usually tell me how they do with internet leads. They can tell me how they do with their showroom traffic. When I say, how are you doing with your phone ups, and the people that call in, we kind of stare at each other. And then especially when I say, and how much do you want to believe that number is correct? Because are you counting all the people that, the salesperson just decided, no, there's nothing here. I'm not putting that in the system. And so I'm actually surprised. I thought it would actually be worse than that.
Right.
So.
That was kind of my thought process too. And I also have here that 42.2% of form submissions receive inadequate follow-up.
Sure.
And I'll say, as someone who's bought cars and has also known people who've bought a lot of cars, that doesn't surprise me too much either.
Well, and to me, I just sit there with this and go, I love when I look at follow-up processes in dealerships. And, to me, one of the biggest things is we're not answering or even addressing the questions that's asked. But typically, like day 3 or day 5, we send something like, do you have any additional questions? You didn't answer the one I asked. What do you mean, do I have any additional ones? Shouldn't we start with that? So, yeah, I mean, we got a lot of work to do.
No, I definitely agree there. And how about this one? So 35.5% of chat interactions fail to convert to next steps.
Sure. Well, I hate chat. Who likes chat?
I don't mind it.
Right. So, but my whole thing is what I hate about it. We have the little chat. A lot of times what we do is we make the chat pop up on the website in the middle and make you have to close out of it. Do you like having to close out of those things? Now, I'm all for having chat on there, but I know what the little bubble is. Everyone knows what that bubble is. Let them click on it if they have a question. But then 2, the problem with chat is it says, what we can answer your questions. They never answer the questions because most of the chat services out there, they're managed chat. And what are they just trying to do? What's your name and number? And we'll have someone reach back out to you. So what's the point of having chat if you can't actually answer the questions? Now, if we're managing it in-house and you actually have the staff and you're using it, that is a different conversation entirely. But those managed chat services, I'm just not a big fan. Now, after hours, overnight, I get that.
Right.
But during the day, I'm asking a question and all I get is, I need your name and number and I'll have someone contact you. So why do you even have it then?
Exactly. And to your point, it's all in how it's managed. If you have a chatbot on your website and you don't have any of your staff intervening with any of those chats and you just kind of let it do its own thing, run rampant, get the appointments, get customer contact information and never follow up on those guys, then yeah, you're not going to see your success from chat leads. That said, if you have people in the background, you have real humans, you have staff that are able to hop in at a moment's notice to convert that customer to either an appointment or the next step of the process. That's where you'll see that.
It's funny because you said you don't mind chat. I bet you'd mind chat if they couldn't answer your question.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, if you asked it and all it said was, I need your name and number and I'll have somebody call you tomorrow or call you later.
Yep.
Now, would you be a fan of chat? Probably not so much, right? A lot of this, when we look at our interactions with internet leads, phone ups, chat, what we're doing, I always just put the customer hat on. And I'm like, if I was the customer and this was my experience, would I ever tolerate this? No, absolutely not. So why are we doing it to our customers? And that's your first impression that you're making for your customers. And we wonder why we might have a bit of a trust issue and things with our customers. You have a chat thing. It says ask questions. You don't give answers, right? You make them close out of it. You annoy them. I mean, that's our first footing. Shouldn't we tighten this up a little bit?
Well, exactly like you just mentioned too. If I'm a customer and I'm putting in a lead, I'm trying to give you money and I'm not getting a response, I'm not getting my question answered, how do you think an interaction with your dealership's going to go when something actually goes wrong with my vehicle or I need to talk to F&I or anything goes haywire for that matter?
Absolutely.
And so here's another good one. This one actually surprised me a little bit. 14.1% of leads never even make it into the CRM at all.
So I see that a lot. We audit websites an awful lot. And what we typically see, bad links, right? It'll say, contact us. They fill out the form. It doesn't route to the CRM. Especially true with a lot of third-party sites as well. A lot of times it'll be like, click here and we are expecting it to feed in. Doesn't happen. And look, I get it. We're busy. We have a lot of things going on. I'm not sitting here saying you need to audit your website every 30 days? I don't know, twice a year? Should you maybe just make sure all your links, everything that says reach out to us goes into the CRM and we can do it? Start with once a year. When's the last time? That's my question. When's the last time you did it? If it's been in longer than a year, maybe it's time to look again, because again, you want more leads, you're losing 15%. That's not even getting into your CRM. We just got to tighten this up. We need to pay attention to it. And I get it. We're putting out fires all day, every day. Once a year, can't we go through it?
Yep,
Right?
exactly.
Tighten this up.
And these aren't just statistics. These are real people, real customers who are reaching out directly to your dealership in most cases that simply either aren't getting a response at all, or they're not getting a proper high quality response.
Yeah. I mean, when you're sending out that response, thanks for your inquiry. I see you were looking at stock number 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice choice. When did you want to come and take that for a test drive? Was that later today or tomorrow? If you're sending out any variation of that, we need to talk, because there's a lot better we should be doing. I mean, if you got that, would that get you to actually engage with that dealership?
Absolutely not.
And that, to me, is a lot of this is what we need to really look at is engagement. Are customers actually wanting to engage with us? And are your responses creating engagement? And a lot of times, if we're just honest, the answer is no.
Yeah, and oftentimes what I'll see too even is, don't get me wrong, speed is the name of the game, but if we're sending out fast responses that aren't relevant to the customer, we're not reading the lead, then proceeding, answering any customer questions in the lead, it's all for nothing.
For more information on Better Car People's training and AI solutions, visit bettercarpeople.com.